What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? It's your boy Carter in Vibe Clothing. Thug Mob Empire presents, Carter's Life. So, people, I'm gonna go at this as best as I can. Um, Child support. How do you end up on child support? This is the amount of people will come at me and say, "Damn, Carter, how do I deal with child support?" Child support happens one or two reasons. You're in a relationship and it no longer worked out. The other party's mad. They stick you on child support. That's one. The other one is you're not taking care of your responsibility. You're not taking care of your responsibility. When you're not taking care of your responsibility, child support is very, very necessary. What I mean by that is like, I'm not talking like whoever the primary parent is that needs help with their child at that moment. They're saying that you are not doing your part. Now, do I believe that sometimes it's considered a lie that a man is not going to take care of his responsibility? I'm talking about a man, not a boy. What happens here is that whoever the primary parent is a little salty. They salty because things didn't work out. Y'all can no longer coexist. So it ends up being what it is. So let's talk about that aspect. Let's talk about that parent needing you to help with the finances of your child. Go to court. It's a contract. You can either enter into it or you don't. You don't have to. They don't tell you don't have to sign the paperwork. You don't have to. You don't have to sign child support paperwork. But it makes things a little easier sometimes. The pros of child support is this: visitation. You know that your kid's you're gonna take care of your kid with this much money every single week or month. No matter what, you're gonna be responsible. The con of it is this, and this is the thing they don't tell you. The primary parent sometimes can be like, "Oh, the kid is sick; it's not gonna go." They don't make up that time unless you go back to court. They want you to get a lawyer. That's more money. They're not gonna make the primary parent pay it unless you get one of those good lawyers that knows what they're doing. When you're sitting there and you're trying to figure it all out, the process of it all, never walk in there and just agree. Don't just agree. Go in there and say, you know what? I would like 50-50, because that's what they're going to give you. They try to give you this first, third, and fifth weekend of every month. They try to give you a 1 day during the week. If you look at the calendar, that's not 50. It's not 50%. The mother has the kid all week. Let's say there's 5 days, right? She got them all week. You get a 2-hour little funky visit on Wednesday or Thursday. That's not 50% of the time. Then you get it on the weekends every first, third, and fifth weekend. That means you get it from Friday and you return the kid back on Sunday. That is not 50%. Because if it's 50% of the time, guess what shouldn't happen? Child support shouldn't happen at all. If it's 50%, right? If it's 50%, I should be allowed to claim my kid on income tax since we both have them 50% of the time, correct? What happens is that you get these parents that go in there, and sometimes you get a cool parent and be like, look, I just want them to pay him or her just to pay for this. I can handle everything else, but I need help. Usually it's private school, daycare, medical bills, something slight. You know what I'm saying? Get that other parent, the trifling one, the one that don't really need the money, but to do everything because she or he's mad that you've moved on in your life, and it's that. They go in there, they put on this nice little act for the judge, and the judge sometimes fall for it. And then you get those judges that sometimes can see through the BS. So 20% of your income is what child support is. 20%. 20% of your income is what child support is, and they gonna take it or you gonna pay it. But either way it goes, it's coming. You have to look at it and say, I'm willing to do my part. Right? You say that. I'm willing to do my part. What happens with child support is this, and a lot of people don't realize because they don't really pay attention to it. The child support division uses your child as a credit card. It is what it is. Let me see if I can bring it up on my phone. They use your kid as a credit card because technically, let's say you owe $4,000. Your kid's mom is really probably only going to get like, we'll say like $2,000, $2,400. The rest of that is all interest, right? I'm trying to bring up something so I can show y'all something. And the trifling part about it is like, sometimes you don't even need to be put on child support. It's just that person just is so upset that you didn't want to deal with them any longer that's why you're on it for that reason. Your kids, if you like, oh well, so much of this goes for their lodging, their food, their clothes. Nowhere does it say I got to pay for extracurricular activities. I read all the paperwork, but then they'll take you back to court. Oh, my kid wants to play sports. Oh well, that's extracurricular. I don't have to do extracurricular. I'm only responsible for the things that are needed, right? So you go through it. So let me show y'all something right quick. This right here says what? Welcome to the child support division, right? This is something you can look at online and see. I'm just going to bring up one of my cases, right? Let me show y'all, because I want y'all to understand, like, when I do these things to help people out, it's not just because I'm talking. It's just because I want y'all to be clear that this is so real. So let me bring up this one right here. This app is really good for fathers. Like, real talk. If you're a father, this app is your payment record history, and it's an amazing app that they generated for the father to keep tabs on where the money goes and all this, right? So I'm gonna bring up. I wish I could bring it all up. So I gotta block out the parent's name. But this, I don't know if y'all can see, this is what I would be paying every single month, right? Almost $500 a month, right? And it's $487.36 to be exact. So that's what I would pay almost every month, right? Let me tell y'all why. What they do. They tell you, well, this is going to go for this and this is going to go for that. Okay, what about all the months that I was denied to see my kids and raise them? What about the opportunity? What about the time I didn't have an address and all this stuff? Well, you got to get a lawyer. Why? She don't got to go get one to go come down here to tell y'all a bunch of stuff and y'all going to jump right on it. The system is not set up for the father the way it's set up for the mother. That's just facts. Because they boo-hoo. Right? I'm going to speak for the state of Texas. They boo-hoo. Is it? No, the system is not fair. Because it's unconstitutional to make a man pay and pay and pay and pay, and you're not there for the visit part. The visiting part is way more important than the payment. I'd rather have my father in my life than the money. But here's what happens. Women go, some men, they go get put on Section 8, rent like $30 a month. They're living off their kids' checks for 18 years. And then what? Then what? They find another hustle, because getting pregnant at this age It's a hustle. If somebody tells you, oh, I want a baby, no. Not unless you get it in paperwork. If you get up pregnant, child support cannot be asked. No financial part can be asked. They ain't willing to sign that, but you about to get scammed. So when they take you to child support court, they want to look at how much money you're making. So they're like, yo, let me take 20%. All right. Every 3 years, they'll take you back for more money, more money, more money. Until the kid reaches 18. Then you have to ask the judge, well, can you order her to get up and get a job to help support this kid? Because right now I'm supporting this kid at 100%. Because this is what happens. You're going to pay the $500 a month child support. You're going to pay about another $200-$300 in child insurance. What does she got to pay? And I'm on a visitation. Like when y'all tell me I'm doing all the work and she get to sit home, block or whatever she gonna watch. When do you get to say, well, that's not fair? Well, you shouldn't have a kid. Well, she shouldn't have one either. See, this is the judges here in Texas. They don't really care if the father is like struggling as long as the kid ain't. Well, 2 incomes beat 1. Now you got Section 8, $30 a month. I'm paying all the rent. I'm paying all the medical insurance. And on top of that, you still want birthday gifts, Christmas, and all this other stuff that you want me to shell out. Then you want to put more money as far as playing sports. I'm here to tell you, you don't have to pay for birthdays, Christmas. That could all come out of that child support check. Now that sounds harsh. They'd be like, dang, Carter, that's just wrong. No, it's not. It's not wrong at all. Mama walk around with Louis Vuitton and Gucci, and the kid walk around with Walmart. There's a problem there if the kid is getting $500 a month. Not only that, then you got to look at if the mom has more than one kid. And let's say the other parent ain't paying nothing. Now your kid, child support is taking care of everything. They don't see nothing wrong with that. Income tax come, guess what? You're not telling the dad, hey, you did all this. Why don't you claim the kid on income tax? Just break me off XYZ amount of dollars. You ain't going to say that. But you'll let a complete stranger that ain't never been in the kid's life do it. Claim them on taxes and all that, right? Well, Carter, I thought child support and visitation didn't go together. They don't. You don't have to pay a penny of child support, but your visitation is still valid until you go back to court and go to jail. That's what happens when you don't pay child support. They're going to lock you up. Well, why, Carter? Because your kids still got to eat. I would go years without being allowed to see my kids, but I still paid it. Why? Because at the end of the day, it ain't their fault. So, well, can she get more money if I don't get a raise? Nope. You just got to prove that you didn't get a raise. See, I didn't realize, like I was getting a raise, she was getting a raise. I get a raise, she get a raise. See, I get a raise, and for 3 years, I was good. Then she get a raise. And then I'll be like, well, explain to me why she can get all this stuff when she don't do nothing. She don't do nothing. What does she do? If I'm providing everything, what's the problem? You signed that birth certificate, right? Yeah, stop complaining. I tell every man now, I don't care if you've been with a woman 30, 40 years. If she get pregnant at this day and age, you are to ask for a DNA test immediately. Immediately. Ask for one. And if she start, well, you know I wouldn't cheat on you, that's the one you got to watch out for. Because she should have just said, you know what? To put your mind at ease, let me go ahead and just get it done so we don't have nothing to worry about. The one that give you all that extra, that one you got to worry about. You got to worry about that right there. So you got to look at it like that. They want to go on some trips. I'm not going. So what is the biggest factor when you walk into a courtroom for child support with no lawyer? Here's the biggest factor. What is she asking for? Now you got to listen. Well, she wants $300 a month for 2 kids. That is gravy. Okay, she can have it. Now she coming in and asking for 900 and you can't pay 900. Don't agree to 900. Be like, look, I got rent, I got a car note, I gotta pay this medical insurance, and she want $900. Nah, what's gonna happen is she get them a week, I get them a week. We alternate who gets income tax. Alternate even years she claiming, odd years I claim. They got to go for that. They got to go for that. And we put them in a school that's mutual to both of our surroundings. There it is. A lot of y'all don't know that. But if you go look it up, you're entitled to getting your kid every week. You can get them for the whole week. If you can drop them off and pick them up, this be the thing, though, that most people, I don't want nobody picking up my kids that I don't know. I don't want them around no brand new female. But you want us to accept them being around a brand new man. So the child support gonna be like, always gonna be like, look, how you want to handle it? Well, I'll drop them off. Like, they'll be at school. I'll get them Friday. Then the following Friday, I'll take them to school that whole week. Then the following Friday, she get them back. So basically, it's like every Friday, boom, boom, like a revolving door. Well, how y'all gonna do spring break? Spring break, you know, she can have them the first 1, 2, 3 days. I get 5, 6 days. I get them on. I keep them all day Saturday. I keep them half day Saturday. Drop them off. She got them Saturday, Sunday. Boom, 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 boom. And then we're back on our regular scheduled program. What about the summer? Everybody's entitled to 45 days in the summer, no matter what. You're both entitled to it. You want to take yours the first half or the second half? It's up to you, but you're both entitled to it. You got to look at your child support paperwork. It's really, really, really there to help you out. The mom don't want to start. Your mom start that. Dad start acting funny. Don't want to let you in. Drive over there. Bring the police with you. Make the report. Because after the 10th report, they go into jail. It's called being in contempt of court, of a court order. You have to be prepared to fight the good fight. Once you realize that you got it made and it's all good, don't worry about what people are going to say about you. Your kids are the most important factor. I don't care if you enter into a new relationship. They got to know, look, I pay child support and I got to take care of responsibilities. And there are some things that need to stay in place while I'm with you. If they can't stay in place while I'm with you, then I can't fool with you because you're going to mess it up for me. Right? But if she got a baby daddy, you stand the rules of that too. Even if she says, me and my baby daddy we ain't cool, we don't talk, our kids are big, da. At some point they weren't. At some point they were little, and you had to respect the code. So it has to go both ways. I'm a firm believer in don't start nothing that ain't got nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying? But what you got to understand is, like, if you're in a new relationship or any relationship with somebody and you're telling them, like, look, this is what it is. And they be like, well, how come I can't do this? Well, you know, I just rather you don't because it ain't cost right now. And I don't, you know, but then you got to remember they got to feel that same respect. Now, as time goes on, everything should map itself out. But in the beginning, that's the hardest part. Why you pay so much in child support? Don't worry about that. That's a problem that was pre-existing to you. You're more than welcome to leave if it's too much for you. And most times you'll find a good man or a good woman be like, no, I got you. Because I see you trying. As long as they see you trying, you good. One thing you don't want to do is find yourself trying to figure it out at the last minute. What happened to me was I was almost done. Boom, 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 boom. One of my kids had turned 18. They took him off child support. And my baby mom pulled a stunt. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and get some last minute money. Da. Right? Offer up, y'all. So at the last minute, she went down and got some extra money. But let me tell you about that extra money. It did nothing. It didn't dent my pockets. It didn't do anything. Because everything happens at a perfect time. And I ain't going to tell you what happened, but everything happens at a perfect time. She's not the best person in the world. She's not great. She like anytime a person tries to destroy you, God don't let that slide. I wish no harm on her. I wish no nothing. But I realized, like, you really didn't care if my kids had a father. You cared more about the money because you had somebody else already around. But apparently they wasn't helping like they should have because you want to ask for this money, right? That's what we think. But what do we care? I don't care. As long as I'm doing my part. So now it's like when you find somebody that's like, hey, I see that you made it through the rough times. You good now? Yeah. Okay, let's be happy. You gotta be happy. Child support, well, child support is so bad. Child support will make it just end it all. Because you're looking at your checks and you're like, what am I working for? Nobody understands the depression that child support brings to a person. But you gotta go through it. And trust me, when you get to the other end of it, you're gonna feel 10 times better. Because you're gonna say, I could have gave up. I could have just not cared. I could have went back to doing what I do. One thing about it, never let somebody tell you you got too much responsibility and you're not good enough man. If you're taking care of your responsibility, you're a good enough man. You're a good enough person. And the right person will come along, good, bad, or the other, and they're gonna hold it down. They're gonna hold it down. You just gotta tell them, like, look, I've been damaged from this, this, and this, and I'm trying to get back on track. Just be patient. And through all the child support, the baby mama drama, baby daddy drama, somebody's gonna look at you and see your worth and your value, and you know what they're gonna say? I'm here for the long haul. Carter's life.